Hi, I'm Tess Cieplucha, and I got next.
You next up and you ain't been on SportsLifeTalk. Like, what are you doing? Hey, you better hit him up. Look, you breaking next and you up next. 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐿 go hard. Rise and star on the big scene. Make them know who you are. You don't break a sweat. Don't settle for less. They put you through that test. Your resume that flex. Who got next? Who got next? SLT, ready, set, go. Who got next? Who got next? Living my dreams and all your goals. Who got next? Who got next? You can ask B. Jones or head coach. Who got next? Who got next? You next up, so here's my vote.
Yeah, let's keep the beat rolling, SLT Nation. Welcome back to another fire episode of Sports Life Talks. You got next, a platform that's dedicated to the voices of tomorrow, real people, real inspiration, real conversation with some amazing human beings living out their big dreams. And Kevin, the theme song says, you don't break a sweat, they put you to the test and your resume to flex. And oh, wait, we finna get wet today because we got one of the dopest swimmers in the building. Kevin, we've been blessed with some Olympians, but we got another 2020 Olympian. We got our fourth Canadian. We got our sixth volunteer. But guess what? It's our first time in the water. We breaking grounds, SLT Nation. Let me introduce individual medley world champion. Kevin, where the belt at, baby? We the world champion, Tess Cieplucha. Did I get it? Did I do it?
Yes.
Oh,
great job, B.
I promise y'all I won't say it no more this show, but we got her in the building. We got her. How you doing today, Tess?
I'm good. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Oh, you a treat, not a treatment. We about to do some amazing things, but before we get to Tess's amazing story, her Olympic journey, her world championship journey, all across the country, all across the world, the globe, we got to introduce ourselves. I am your host, the mouth of the South, B. Jones, Mr. Yeet himself. I'm rocking alongside of my co-host, my brother from another mother, the head coach, KT. Cam, man, how you doing, Cam? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. How do you get us Olympic? How do you get these amazing guests, bro? We got to know right now.
To everybody in America, do not be afraid to slide in someone's DMs because you never know. You just
Tess, have you heard that song? Slide in the DM. You heard that song? I know you have. You at the University of Tennessee. I know y'all have some fun down there.
Hey, Jones, I do want to make a confession too.
Go ahead, Usher. Come on.
I cannot swim, so if it's over 6 feet, the head coach is gone. So B. Jones, go ahead, let's go.
Tess, I'm like a killer whale in that water. I think I might be able to, for about 10 yards. 10 yards, I can do something with it. I'm gonna make her do the backstroke, and I'm gonna do the front stroke. See if I can beat it that way. Yo, check this out. And listen, all fun and games. We want to thank y'all for joining the show. We know it takes a lot. But, it's a million platforms out there, a million sports shows, but you guys chose to be right here with us. So we first and foremost want to say thank you, gracias. But we do need to ask a small favor for you. 2022, we're on the second half now, and it's been a blessing. We have done some amazing things like travel to Canada, travel all across the globe, and we need y'all help so we can keep getting some bangers like this one, and we need y'all to show us some love and support and smash that subscribe button on the count of 3. Tess, can we get the volunteer? Can we get y'all to smash that subscribe button? Can we get our volunteer nation to show us some love right now?
Yes.
All right, hey, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Boom! Hey, welcome to the Sports Life Talk family. If you did smash that button, like I told y'all, we got Olympians, we got coaches, athletes. This show is the bomb. You just made one of the smartest decisions you have all year long. So hey, go check out those shows. But I know why you came here. You came here to be entertained, and we got a great one for you today. So Tess, I'm not even gonna try the last name. Cieplucha?
Cieplucha, yeah.
Oh, are you ready for the Sports Life Talk initiation?
Oh yes, I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
All right, Tess, to initiate you into the SLT family, you got to give us your top 5 music artists.
I'm gonna be very Canadian right now and say Drake, obviously.
Okay.
Drizzy?
I'm actually I don't know if this is a popular or unpopular opinion. I am a big fan of his latest album that he just came out with.
Okay, so you like dance music pretty much. Okay.
I don't know about that one, Tess.
Yeah. we rock with Drake hard, but
I'd say also a lot of, I don't know, I've kind of been listening to a lot of old like Calvin Harris recently. A lot of like kind of upbeat music. Also like Tame Impala, a little bit of Majid Jordan, I think that's how you say it. And I mean, a little bit of country here and there, because I am in the South, in Knoxville. And so,
hey, yeah. Where you at? You gonna get plenty of country.
Yeah.
So
I think that's our first Calvin Harris. So
I know for a fact it's our first Calvin Harris.
Yeah, and he's dope too. So we need more of that. All right. So give us some of your favorite sports teams.
Honestly, I never really got into like big sports watching like growing up. I played a lot of sports, like my sister and I played a lot of sports growing up, but watching it, I've only been to like a few hockey games, a few baseball games. I think since coming to like university, first of all, in America, where sports are really big in university compared to Canada, like watching football games is just can't compare to anything else. It's so much fun.
Oh, you got an SEC program, so football and SEC is different. For all y'all out there, it's different. I'm sorry, it's different.
Yeah, so if y'all want your heads beat in, come to the SEC. We're giving it out.
Exactly.
All right, so who is your favorite superhero and why?
I think I'm gonna say, I don't know. I also didn't really watch a lot of superhero movies growing up. I would say Spider-Man or Wonder Woman.
No, Aquaman? I was banking on Aquaman.
Yeah, you gotta go with Aquaman.
My swimming journey started after I started watching.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just kind of the ones that I grew up with, I guess.
All right, so since every superhero needs their own theme music, what would your theme song be?
Oh, I would say, honestly, I don't know. For Wonder Woman, she's like women empowerment, so I'd say like Beyonce or something like that.
Girls Run the World, something like that.
Hell yeah.
Hey, because honestly, y'all do. I mean, the world may not think it, but we believe it.
Yeah.
All right, so on behalf of the SLT Nation, we want to welcome you to our family. So B. Jones, please take it away.
Hey, well, she family now, but I got to do a quick check. Hold your hand up, Tess. I want to make sure there ain't no gills, because I saw her swim, ladies and gentlemen, in that water. She is a total different animal. I'm telling y'all, she is something special. Welcome to the show, Tess. We are so excited to get you on here, man. So I knew you were from Canada when you started talking about hockey and all of that. that was pretty enlightening. But let's start this journey. Toronto. I heard Toronto was crunk. Now, don't get me wrong. I heard this is popping out there in Toronto. Now, that's you a little bit on the outskirts of Toronto. Tell us a little bit about growing up.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really grow up downtown Toronto. I was like 45 minutes, kind of like an hour outside of downtown. But I mean, I love that I am from the Toronto area. I love kind of like the energy that Toronto brings. Like when Toronto gets excited for either sports or like celebrities or for events, like Canadian pride is just so cool, and I'm so happy that I can be a part of that. But yeah, I kind of grew up in like a small town. I've one older sister, and we didn't really move much. Moving to university was the first kind of time like I moved away from home, and that was fun. I learned so much from that. And yeah, I go home. Right now I'm kind of based primarily in Knoxville still. This is where I train, but I go home a few times a year, and it's great to go home.
All right. Okay. Now, so when did you first get in the water? Like, is that something usual for kids out there in Canada to test out swimming? Yeah,
I mean, actually, I started swimming only because my older sister started swimming, and I was like 6 or 7 at the time, and my parents were like dragging me along to swim practice to watch her, and like dragging me along to the pool. And my mom was like, if you're going to be at the pool, might as well be swimming yourself rather than just sitting and watching. And so that's kind of how I got started. My sister and I, like, we both swam. She swam throughout college as well. And now I'm doing it professionally, like, after college. And so it's pretty much just been swimming our whole lives, and that's pretty cool.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I was looking at your IG page, and I had a trigger alert because I looked at it was one scene where you were walking in like the Pan American Games, or you were walking into, I think it was the FINA Games, and you like panned throughout the whole stadium, and the way it looked, it was like you could see how far that swim was. And then I remember that first time, because I told y'all I grew up in the pool. Hey, if you give me about I don't know what, a 10 by 10 little square, I'm gonna raise hell all day long. But I went to the local gym down here, and I was like, I'm not going to take up swimming. You know what I'm saying? Texas is too hot. I'm not going to be out there walking. They say it's good for your joints. I got in the water, and I made it the first time. I made it down there. And then when I look back, I got my ass up out that pool, because I tell you that whole length of that pool, that is a monster. And how long is it? 100 meters? How far is it from one point to the next?
In an Olympic size pool, it's 50 meters.
50 meters. Yes. And that ain't no punk. That ain't no punk. Okay. So now you get in the water, and you not just do the 50 meters, but you do this thing called 400 meter individual medley. So, I mean, like, you going down and back. I mean, it's like you living in that water. How did you come across choosing the individual medley as your event of choice?
It's actually funny. I don't know if I heard this from somewhere, or like I've kind of made this up over the years, but the 400 IM is such a like emotionally, physically like draining event, and it's one of the harder events. And I always tell my friends, I'm like, you don't choose the 400 IM. The 400 IM chooses you. Clearly. But yeah, kind of growing up, I was always more of like a distance swimmer, and I never really like specialized in one stroke. I kind of did all the strokes as much as I could. And then just as I got older, I just kept working on all the strokes, and just 400, I feel like the 400 is definitely like my kind of sweet spot. Like, I still sometimes do distance, which is like 800 and 1500 meter races. I know. But then I also kind of come down and do like 200s of stroke. But the 400 is definitely my sweet spot. All
right, so for all of us Olympic dummies out there, right? Because America tunes in when it's the Olympics, but we don't really keep up with these aquatic sports year round. So I'm assuming you're doing the breaststroke, the backstroke. Help me out here. What else are you doing in this 400?
In the individual medley, for the 400, you do 100 meters of butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, and freestyle.
So I always wondered this, because I love watching this event. It's one of the events I do watch in the Olympics because it has so much variety, right? But when you hit that third corner and you're about to turn this thing into freestyle, what are you thinking? What is it like? Hey, all systems go, Tess. Let's burn and churn. What happens in your mind?
Honestly, like the last half of the race, the breaststroke and the freestyle strokes are my favorite part of the race. I'd say breaststroke is probably my strongest stroke, and then freestyle is kind of my second strongest stroke. And so I know if I turn like with the pack or with the leader of the race kind of at like the 200 halfway mark, then I know that like I'm just getting started. I'm just getting warmed up. And so it's exciting for me because it's like my stronger strokes are like right at the end. And so even though I'm getting tired, like I know I still have that, I can push a little bit harder in those strokes. And so Personally, I like the back half of the race better.
Take us in the water for a second, because I always wanted to know about that. So when you say you lined up with the leader, you can look to your right. You see these people in the water, because I don't know why I be feeling like y'all in these lanes. It's kind of like I'm just doing me. I'm living in my lane, but you actually can feel the presence of people coming up on you, moving past you, and et cetera, et cetera.
You can kind of like sense where everybody is. Obviously, like in a race, you're the only person in your lane, and there's 8 other people. There's 8 other lanes in the pool. But I mean, on some of the strokes, when you get to the wall, especially on butterfly and breaststroke, you kind of do like an open turn. And so your head comes up over the water and you turn to one side. And so you can, on the walls is definitely where you kind of see the people in the lanes beside you. But even in some of the strokes, like you can kind of judge where the people beside you are based on if you see their splash or not. Or like their hands and like where they kind of enter in the water. And you can kind of see like, oh, I'm just at this guy's, like, the person's hips. Like, I just need to push a little bit harder and I can catch up.
Right.
Like, I don't see their splash anymore. I must be like a little bit ahead of them. And so it takes practice. And you don't want to like change your stroke to check out where the other people are. But there are some spots in the race where you can kind of take a quick glance and see where you need to go.
Can you hear anything while you're underwater, or is it just straight that water noise?
Honestly, I don't hear anything when I swim. Even if the crowd is so loud and there's people screaming and there's music playing, there's enough water in my ears and the splash, I can't hear anything.
That's crazy. Yeah. So you're a young kid. I got to ask this. When did you know you were going to be a dog at this test? I mean, because your resume is the flex, right? So when did you know you were going to be a dog in that water?
Honestly, I think I really, really started to kind of like hunker down and like really get serious about swimming. Like, I would say grade 10 or 11 in high school. That's where I kind of really specialized for the 400 IM. And I was just starting to make like junior national teams at that time. And so I got to travel a bit and race with people from other countries and just like kind of expand my like horizons of the 400 IM. And so I think that was definitely like my trigger point of saying, okay, like, I think I know how to swim this now. Like there's a lot of room for improvement, but I think I'm excited to swim this and I want to see how good I can get and like race all these people around the world.
Now, you made a big commitment. You love mama, you love big sis, you love everybody back in Georgetown, Canada, and you decided to go to Knoxville. Like, what made you choose Tennessee?
Well, honestly, like I kind of mentioned before, sports in Canada, like in universities in Canada, unfortunately don't have the same like wow factor as they do in America. And I was like, I'm young and I'm hopefully going to have my swim career for a little bit longer. So I just wanted to make the most of it and kind of get all like the rah America, like sports loving attention. So that's kind of why I chose to come to the States for swimming. But I took a few trips around. I was talking to a few other coaches, but once I took my trip to Knoxville, and my parents came on all like my recruiting trips too, and so they got to kind of feel out the area. But I just really felt at home here. Knoxville's kind of a cozy, I always describe it as like a cozy city. And the swim team has been really successful in the past few years. The coaches, I absolutely love the coaches, and I've been working with them for the past like 6 years. And so I just really feel home here, and I feel like I'm getting a lot out of my swimming with the team here.
Well, I tell you what, you had tremendous success at Tennessee, part of the first SEC championship swim team at Tennessee, 2020. I saw your graduation picture. You got all the rings and the Olympic rings, but that's what I got to talk about, Kevin. I ain't got about a few minutes left, Tess. We got to talk about competing. It's one of them things that it don't matter what you do at the Olympics. You are an Olympian, right? You made it to the Olympics. It was one of probably the most oddest Olympics ever because you had to wait a year. Tell us about that experience of getting the invite, going and competing in Tokyo. Tell us what that whole experience was like.
For swimming in Canada, to qualify for the Olympic team, we have our Olympic trials. Usually it's in April, like a few months before the Olympics, and you have to be under like a FINA A like qualifying time and also place top 2. And so that's what I did for the 400 IM. I got second at our nationals, and I made my first Olympic team, and it was surreal. And I honestly, even though it's been almost a year actually today, it like still kind of has not been in. And I don't
it's gonna forever feel that way. It's gonna forever feel that way. I mean, I'm euphoric by having an Olympian on our show, right? Yeah. That's how I can only imagine going over there sleeping on the cardboard beds. And did you get a cardboard bed?
Cardboard, yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. That's madness. That's madness. All right, so but you also got you finally took it pro. You made the determination after you left the University of Tennessee. So now you got a professional career. So right now you're just practicing, or what does the life look like for you now, Tess?
As a pro swimmer, right now, I actually just got back here in Knoxville a few days ago. I was at the World Championships in Budapest. And in about a month, I'll be in Birmingham in England for the Commonwealth Games. And so right now my focus is definitely like representing on the national team and kind of going to all these world championships and kind of getting more experience and really focusing on for Paris in 2024.
Ooh, if Paris 2024, she ain't just do us like that, did she, KT? Well, she just tell us we gonna have a 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐬 alumni in the Olympics.
There, we can actually say, "Hey, we know her.
We know her." Tessa, the best. Yeah. All right, KT, it's on you, man.
All right. So, was there like a swimmer that you like idolized growing up?
I think I grew up in the age. I mean, any swimmer, probably any athlete can say that Michael Phelps is
Aquaman,
if not the best athletes. I grew up kind of with like the Natalie Coughlin and Missy Franklin as kind of the superstars, and I mean they have crazy, like unique and powerful stories of themselves, and so you can learn so much from them. And just like I think I saw maybe Missy Franklin in like a meet in person, watching her swim. Like I was younger, but still just so cool to watch these swimmers.
So what's the name that's coming to my head now? I think her name is Dana Torres. Am I making up a name?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember Dana Torres.
I know she's like in her 40s still competing.
Yes. Yeah, she has such an incredible swim career and will forever go down as one of the best swimmers.
See, that's the thing, KT. Swimming seems like just such a nice sport. Is it any nastiness though? Is it any nasty? Is it any like I'm finna whoop your head? Like I'm about to go in that water. I'm finna do you something real dirty.
Honestly, sometimes the meet warm up, like the warm up for meets, can get a little hectic because if all the swimmers in the entire meet are warming up in an 8-lane pool, there's been like some concussions and like some scrapes and cuts and everything that come out of warm ups if it gets too busy.
Whoa!
I know.
Yeah, I know it was a contact sport. Good grief. Okay, so my last question before we go to our championship rounds is, what is the biggest challenge that you've faced so far in your career?
I think kind of learning and like accepting like self-confidence. And like I know I've always, like the way my parents raised me, I've always been really hard on myself, and I know I have really high expectations. But I think this is kind of one thing that I really learned after coming to Tennessee and working with these coaches is you need to give yourself credit for what you've done and like know that you have a lot to learn and to work for, but like appreciate what you've done and understand how cool it is and use that as motivation to keep going. And I think for the longest time I was just really like too hard on myself and wouldn't give myself enough credit. But I think I've done some pretty cool things. I'm not finished. I want to do so many more things and I want to keep going with my swimming. And so that's definitely, I feel like the biggest thing that I've learned.
So let me ask you this. I thought I was done. So is it a certain amount of food and like calories that you have to intake?
Honestly, I get this question a lot. I would say swimmers, I feel like, especially guy swimmers, are just known for eating a lot, all the time. And I think the biggest thing is like just getting enough food in you. And like, yeah, we have to follow like healthy, not like strict diets, but obviously healthy food and good food, but just eating enough because swimming takes more out of you than you think. And so just fueling your body is so important.
See, that's what I was saying. That's why I try swimming. That's why I need to go back and start doing more swimming, Kevin, so I can get some of this weight up.
Yeah, I got the eating part down. The swimming
I was about to say, because I got the first half of that down pat, man. That's something else.
All right, B. Jones.
Hey, I do got to tell you though, Tess, you did one thing better. You gotten better at one thing for sure. You haven't not said I'm sorry at all on this interview. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you killing that part. I saw an interview. You say the most Canadian thing you do is say you are sorry. You haven't said I'm sorry yet, so I hope knock on wood.
Until now, because you're going to just ruin it. Okay.
Well, I'm going to tell you what else I'm going to ruin. I know one person that won't be saying sorry, and that's me to Kevin, because now it is time The championship rounds. Tessa C, welcome to the championship rounds. This is the part of the show where Kevin and I, we turn on each other. We now about to warm up and stretch out for our 50 meters. And you are now officially calling all the shots. Have you ever played a game called Would You Rather before?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So then you understand both hosts will present to you an option. You select one of those options. Whichever one you select, that host will gain a point. The first host to get 2 points or the best out of 3 will win this episode's game, a championship rounds. And Tessa, we take this as serious as pre-warm-ups at a 400 medley. All right, so we about to get it in right now. It's going to be some scratches and some concussions at the end of this thing. Just 1 second. All right, Kevin, you're the defending champion, sir.
Well, thank you, sir. All right. Would you rather, have a brand like Nike, Adidas, or Puma give you your own clothing line where the proceeds go to a scholarship in your name, or
have Nike pay for an elite swimming camp where you get to travel around Canada, educating and influencing younger kids to give swimming that opportunity, maybe even get an opportunity to coach some future Olympians?
Oh, wow. I think that, kind of having experience in both of those, I've like going to camps and also coaching camps, but also having like scholarship and stuff. I think I would go for having Nike pay for camps and around the country and kind of helping little kids kind of.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
So, B. Jones, let me just throw this out there because it's going my way. Tess, remember who reached out to you?
Well, I chose to wear the country colors. All right, now
I got some red here. I mean, nothing.
I was intentional. All right, here we go. Round number 2. Would you rather host a YouTube swimming series where you get to interview swimmers in the laps in the pool or swim laps with some of the swimmers that are professional in their hometown where they grew up at, or
host your own cooking show where you interview athletes and celebrities at their favorite places to eat in their hometowns?
Oh, I'm going to go with the restaurants as a cooking show. Oh, yeah. That's cool.
Did you say he did you?
Pardon?
You didn't hear the noise, the sound effect he just gave you?
Oh.
All right, so round 3. Okay, you didn't have to do it again. All right, round 3, $4. Would you rather your story be made into a Netflix series and your character be played by Jennifer Lawrence, or have your story be featured on HBO and the character would be played by Elizabeth Olsen, the Scarlet Witch herself? So you got Elizabeth Olsen or Jennifer Lawrence.
Who do
I look more alike?
I think you look more like
Jennifer Lawrence.
Elizabeth Olsen. Jennifer Lawrence like 60 now, man. She can't. She's 23.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Netflix.
You do know that I think Elizabeth Olsen is she may be older than Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence ain't that old, B.
Whatever.
Oh yeah, so she may have the medals, B. Jones, but yeah, I got the trophy. I got the belt, sir.
See what you did to us, Tess? We were doing good in round 1. We were doing good in round 1.
And it just went downhill after that. Thank you, Tess. Thank you so much.
So let me call HBO and cancel the whole made for TV movie thing.
Oh, we got Netflix. We got Netflix and Jennifer Lawrence. She's already on there. Let's go.
All right, Tess. Well, you kind of spoiled it already. You told us about Paris in 2024, but the title of the show is You Got Next. And everybody now that's following your illustrious career, I mean, we ain't even, we barely touched some of the successes you had in the water, but what does the future hold for you, Tess?
Yeah, I mean, for the rest of this swim season, it's the Commonwealth Games for me, and that's end of July this month. And then between now and Paris, there's going to be 2 more world championships, both short course in the 25-meter pool and also long course in the 50-meter pool. And so that would be great. But I think ultimately Paris, and seeing where it takes me, and hopefully as long as possible.
Do you like the 25 meter? That's why I need to find a 25-meter pool. So that was, I know it's more back and forth, right? Do you like that? And you just got to work on your exchanges, right? Making sure you got the fastest flip over times.
Oh yeah, I mean the turns you get double the amount of turns, and so they're double as important. But no, I prefer. I think I don't know. I go back and forth between short course and long course depending on how I'm feeling that day.
All right. So, do you have any shout outs that you want to give?
I think obviously the University of Tennessee women's and men's swimming and dive team. They've been my family for so long, and they had a really great season last season. And I think they're getting some pretty good swimmers coming in, so that'll be really exciting to keep up with them. And also the Canadian national swim team. Especially the women's team, they had a very successful past Olympics and World Championships this past month, and so definitely keep up with women's Canadian swimming.
All right, so this is the part of the show where you get a chance to call out the person that you think should have next. Tell them, hey, I got a chance to rock with B. Jones and KT. I told them my story. I want you to do the same thing. With that said, Tess, I can't say who you pass your game ball to.
Who you passing your?
Yeah, no. Who are you nominating?
Your goggles. Who you passing your goggles to, Tess?
Oh, that's good. I think I want to pass my goggles to one of my good friends, 𝐤𝐨𝐬𝐬 𝐥𝐢𝐤𝐤. She is also an Olympian. Also went to the University of Tennessee. She is a thrower for track and field, and she actually represents Greece.
Wow.
She's pretty cool. And so.
Yeah.
Try saying that name, B.
𝐤𝐸𝐬𝐬. Did I say it correct?
𝐤𝐸𝐬𝐬.
Yeah. We are about to reach out to you. We want to have you on the show. Yeah. So hopefully you can carve out some time to come sit down with these brothers from the DFW area. But Tess C, oh my God, the Jet, we got you. Hey, you are amazing. You're phenomenal. I love your energy. I love your smile. Hey, nothing but success coming your way. I cannot wait to when I turn that TV on in 2024 in the Paris Games and they show your name at that start block. I'll probably go jump into the TV with excitement. I can't wait to this day. But Tess, you got next. Thank you so much for joining the show and becoming part of our family. Sports Life Talk Nation. Dun, 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 dun. I just got the Tennessee Volunteer theme song in my head. That's how rah-rah I'm right now, Kev. Hey, man, thank y'all so much for rocking with us. Man, it shows like this don't happen by accident. We get great guests, we get great people, and we got great family members like you who all join along with us. Hey, this is your last chance. Make sure you smash that button, that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave some comments, tell us what you thought about the show, and share this episode with somebody. Let's grow the show. Tell somebody about this amazing swimmer who has taken the world by storm, an individual medley. Let them know about her and come rock with us. Okay, Kevin and I, we are notorious. We love comments. We love interacting with you guys. So come hang out with us Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. We stream live on YouTube and we stream live on Twitter. Right, KT?
Yes, sir.
All right. And y'all probably see me smoke him in a sports debate or something like that. But the show is more than just a sports. It is about life. It is about pop culture. It is about all things fun. It's just like four friends hanging out. So come hang out with us and be a part of our family. Kev, what am I missing, man? I don't know. I'm still a fanboy right now. I ain't gonna lie. Okay. This probably ain't gonna die down till later on. When I'm watching this show, it's probably, I don't know. I'm gonna watch this one just like I'm one of them. So
no doubt. So first of all, I want to thank everybody that's watching this. Like B. Jones said, please hit that subscribe button. B. Jones, we gotta give a shout out to Tennessee, Andrea Carter, Casey Funberg, Shalom Pillow, John Fields, Thomas Hoosier, and now Tess. All volunteers that have been on this show. So thank you so much, Tess, for rocking with us.
If I had a chance to do it all over again, I'll be wearing the creamsicle.
I don't know about that, B. Jones, but I'm going to give him a shout out, though. Thank you, Tennessee. Thank you, Tess, so much for rocking with us.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been so fun.
Hey, Tess, when I see you, though, we go get in that water. You going to do the backstroke. I'm gonna try to do my best. We're gonna put it on film. We're gonna put this thing on social media.
Run in the water as fast as I can. I'm gonna run as fast as I can in the water.
Hey, Tess, for real. Thank you for joining the show. Sports Life Talk Nation. We love y'all. Stay safe, be blessed, respect each other, and love one another, because together we are better, and keep dreaming big. Because you never know, your story may be the next one featured on Sports Life Talks. You got next. Yeet.
See what's crazy is I knew you had next, because you always working, you always grinding, you're in your bag because you're always working. Like in due time, I knew you got next. Oh, you did it, huh? Crack the code. You got next, you smashing goals. You want next, you need exposure. Well, Sports Life Talk got the baddest show, like the baddest in the room. Podcast to tune into just for you to talk your shit. Talk your mushroom. You are what you eat and you should consume. Sports Life Talk from the late night to the afternoon, then rest repeat. Hit the like, leave a comment, or subscribe so you don't miss a beat. You got next, just a small taste of a winning meal from a chef type of celebrity. What's up next is you, at least you better be.